Another question. Yes, back there.
Whenever I go to these things, everyone asks about like voice acting or acting, and I'm not necessarily interested in that. And
Okay.
I don't know if you can answer this question, but I'm more interested in like sound for like dubs, and how hard is it to get into like be the techie in the booth?
To be a sound engineer, I will tell you what, the sound engineers, in my opinion, are the great unsung heroes of the anime industry. I learned very quickly as an ADR director that your engineer is half of your brain, probably more than half of your brain. There are colleges with great programs in sound design, and then it's a matter of again, meeting people and getting your foot in the door into the industry. But again, like with sound, if you get your background in audio engineering, that's going to open up a whole incredible world of stuff that you can do, not just anime. You can go into live music recording, you can go into studio music recording, there's so many things. So, but there are a bunch of great programs in colleges for sound engineer. But yeah, my engineer is half of my brain, or actually probably about 3/4 of my brain when I'm directing. So,
Thank you.
Advice on getting into sound engineering?
Oh,
That you were talking to her, so I was fielding the question.
I don't know. I'll tell you this. You want to be a sound engineer?
She's not interested in acting or directing or writing. She wants to be a sound engineer, which
Be a
is
sound engineer?
incredible.
Let me just tell you this. I think it's awesome. I was actually having a conversation with a couple of sound engineers last week, and they said there are no women, none, in no women sound engineers.
In
at
all of the time I've been working, I've worked with one. I've worked with one.
So
She was good.
it seems like all you probably have to do is show up. I honestly don't know, but a lot of sound engineers are single and desperate.
You are horrible.
I'm just kidding. I'd say it to every single one of them. No, they're all good guys. You know,
They're
all
great.
the sound engineers that I work with, they're really hard workers. It's a really tedious thing that they have to do. It's very hard. You see them sitting there just.
Very OCD.
Yeah, if you're OCD,
Right.
it helps. I think it somewhat helps.
Right. But I say, you know, what I've seen from the sound engineers up there, and actually I've worked with a few female sound engineers up at Funimation, and there's not a whole lot of them. But the sound engineers that I've seen up there that have been successful, male or female, have done their time auditing. They have gone to different sound studios, and they have just sat in on multiple sessions and just watched what these people do for hours and hours and hours on end. So if you can find sound studios that will let you just sit in and audit what they're doing and just watch, just sit there and watch them do it, and the more you watch it, the more it's going to sink in.
Yeah.
So that's what I would recommend.
Also,
Make
like
friends with them.
I said, getting your education, because the head of sound engineering at former ADV teaches, and actually, and for him, education is a very big thing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times he'll be working and find a student that really shows a lot of promise, and he will bring them in and let them audit and stuff like that. And eventually, if they show the right attitude and skills, some of them have moved into actually audio engineering. So,
Do you have any audio equipment on your computer at home?
Not right now. I have a Mac and I'm planning on buying some, but I'm currently going to a local technical college,
Okay.
MITC, and I'm in their, it's called the Visual Communications Program, but it's kind of really broad, like it does web and sound and
Okay.
video, so I'm planning on trying to like narrow that down
Right.
next year when I graduate and maybe go to a different college and get like a sound design.
Good.
Well, if sound design is what you want to do, I would say, like we were applying to acting, don't limit yourself
Right.
to one type of sound design.
Yeah.
All the audio engineers that I know do multiple things, again, to pay the bills, because you have to.
Yeah.
You can't just do audio design for anime, or
Yeah.
film, or TV, or whatever.
Yeah.
You do it all.
Yeah.
But the first thing that you would find about any audio engineer is that, yeah, they may work at this studio, but all of them have a home studio.
Yes.
Right.
So start building that as soon
Yeah.
as you can.
And you know, if you're wanting to learn, I know a lot of people a lot of voice actors that are just trying to learn how to record themselves. We'll start with the program Audacity.
Yeah.
It's free. You can get it online for free, legally.
It's not bad.
Now, the industry standard is Pro Tools. You will
That's what you're
eventually
going
need to
for.
get your own Pro Tools set up and really learn that inside and out and learn its limitations. But until you can afford it, because that's a little pricey, and especially if you're a student, you might just start with Audacity and learn to work with sound files and stuff. That's, you know, or if you've got a program that y'all are using at school, absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
Another question.
Well,
That was a good question.
For the record, I'm pretty sure if you're a student at METC, you can get like the discounts at the
Yes, it's very nice. There's
yeah.
some
Yeah.
discounts on,
Yeah.
like Adobe programs and like
Oh, very cool.
Soundtrack Pro.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Didn't know
sure
that.
Logic Pro, I have never used it, but I think it's like a sound editing thing for Mac. I'm pretty sure they offer a decent discount there on that.
Very cool. See?
Gotta love it.
See, that's where meeting and talking to people and networking comes in. You learn stuff like that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Along those same lines, I know a couple of actors that make most of their living doing voiceovers for commercials. But
That's- yeah.
that, they, at least in the Midwest, they never go see a studio. They're expected to record that themselves at home and send in
Send it to
sound
the client.
clips. Is that something that you see in acting on video games and animes and that kind of thing as well, or is that really just a commercial world type
It's
of?
a commercial.
That's commercial world. That's like, even if, like, recently on a show, I had to do some pickups, and it was one line. And the producer said, I'm not asking you to drive 5 hours to Dallas to record one line and drive 5 hours home. So they sent it to one of the engineers in Houston that has a professional home studio with a Pro Tools rig and a soundboard, and he's got the video link up. They sent him all the stuff. We recorded the pickups, and because the director couldn't be there, I recorded 8 different versions of the line so that the director would have choices. And we sent all of them to them, and I got an email back a few minutes later. Yeah, the third one worked great. That's what we're going with. But even that, well, yes, it was in a home studio. I had to go to a professional engineer, and he had to be paid for his time. But yeah, like the guy who did I can't remember his name. He had his own home studio.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a professional setup home studio, and he could do a lot of those trailers and stuff from home.
From home. That's right.
You know, but that doesn't work that much that way with anime and video games.
No, you can't. You need a director there.
Yes.
And even with the commercials, now, with auditions,
Yeah.
do that stuff at home,
Yeah.
send it in, sure. But you know, I do a lot of commercials too, but I have yet to record one
At home. Yeah.
or at a friend's studio or anything. They always make me go into the studio
Yeah.
to sit down with the director. Actually, more importantly, they make me sit down with the client.
Yes.
Because, you know, that's who's paying them. So they're the ones who want to know.
They want it a very specific
Yeah,
way
it's
usually.
gonna sound like this.